Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Dean, please tell us, what on earth is a moment of peace?
Look, it's a very simple idea that I started several weeks ago, that we need in our busy world, we all have a very modern life and jobs and things like that, that we need just more moments of stillness and silence to help us find a bit more simplicity and meaningfulness in the way we're living and going about our lives. So I started the idea as a way to connect people in something simple that they can do together to find a bit more peace in their lives. So it's just a very simple idea like that to try to unify people in being present with each other.
Apparently you've only taken a short amount of time to put this whole campaign together. Can you please tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's only about 7 weeks ago I got the bright idea that in the middle of the night actually, and I woke up and thought, this could really work, and let's just try it and run with it and see how well it goes. And it's just gone from strength to strength and really snowballed, and now I've lost count, but tens of thousands of people around the world getting involved, and it's just more and more people are spreading the message and being really moved by what it means and what it can do in the world.
You have an associate with you now, and I don't believe you knew each other yesterday. So please, Richard, tell us why you're involved.
Well, simply, as Dean was saying, it is being in the moment is something that is important to me. And I received an email with information about what Dean was doing, and immediately I responded to the call. And just a few hours ago when I came over, I'd never seen or heard from Dean except that email. And in that moment of peace within me, I thought I would share my moments of peace with him. And we've been chatting and so forth. We were involved in an interview on the stage and so forth, a presentation, and encouraging people to be in the moment, in a moment of peace, because as an individual, each one of us can make a difference. So we requested the people to just stand up and turn around and share that moment of peace with the other. And so that's what a moment of peace is about, the simplicity of it all. And the reason that I'm with it is because for the last 11 years, I've been living that moment of peace through that 11 years of work towards world peace. And we have been able to manifest incredible things simply because the people have chosen to be part of a moment of peace in their lives to share with others. And we had in September 11th, every year, we do have an anniversary for peace around the world. And now we are looking towards this moment of peace next Saturday. And on Saturday, we will be calling each person to be part of that moment, their moment, whatever that moment is, to be shared with an individual, with a friend, with a person that they are next to in the tram, in the train, wherever they are, to share that moment of peace and say, hey brother, hey sister, hey lover, hey husband or wife, whatever it is, to be in that moment and share that moment, unique moment from heart to heart. And what Dean is doing is using his heart energy, his spiritual heart energy, to share with the rest of the world that a moment of peace can make a difference. And for that reason, I'm here to support him and assist him, because he's touched my heart. And in that way, he touched my heart as I perhaps touch his heart as well. Like your heart has been touched.
Thank you. What is the Universal Peace Society?
The Universal Peace Society basically is an idea, a concept that the society as a whole universally can work together to create peace around the world, because we cannot continue the model that we have. The model that we do have worked when we were in the caves, when we had to kill for our prey in order to be able to eat. We are still doing that. We are still exercising the strategies that no longer suit the kind of facilities we do have in the world. So we require to have a peaceful moment in our lives where there is no wars anywhere in the world. And my aim is to have 100,000 people to gather together once a year in every country around the world to celebrate solutions for peace. So we bypass religions, we bypass politics, we bypass governments, because the people of the world want a moment in peace, a moment of peace. And combined, we can have food, we can have all the things that we need, and our planet can provide for us in comfort without trauma. So a moment of peace is about that, sharing solutions that have been proven to work, and by sharing with the others, we can actually have a moment of peace every single time, every single day of our lives.
So the idea then, I'm just figuring this, that I'd imagine you're going to be close associates now, one in Melbourne,
Yeah.
one in Sydney.
Absolutely.
We're going to do it this annually, perhaps?
Yeah, the idea for the moment of peace, I just thought let's see if this will work. And after a week I had 100 people, and after 2 weeks 250 people, and it's just kind of exploded, and there's really tens of thousands of people now. But I thought, let's do it annually. So it's something, a simple idea that people can get involved in annually to share and embrace, in kind of like Earth Hour, just to get involved in a simple idea that doesn't matter what religion, or even if you're not religious at all, just to sit on the porch and have a cup of tea and enjoy life just for an hour, and that we need to do that regularly instead of getting caught up in all the busyness of our lives. So I think through partnerships like this, we can work together to do something quite significant for each other and humanity, and really make a difference in the world. And I've been in contact with lots of people who have similar ideas, and we're just kind of banding together and creating a difference, networking and creating a difference.
Could you show us a little bit about your website?
Yeah, sure. So I set up this website where people have the ability to share and register and get involved, but also as a vehicle for other societies and groups to use it to get people along. So if they've got a yoga group or a church or a synagogue, they can say, we're having a moment of peace. And they're down here, you can see they're registering their locations on the map and gathering people together in their houses or in their communities or yoga classes. And so they're using that as a medium to gather people together. People are uploading photos of themselves, and you'll see down here the website has like dots that shows the tracking of it across the world. There's literally thousands of people getting involved in accessing the site and sharing it with their friends. So I'm getting emails from people all over the world. They're just really moved by the experience, and they're sharing it with their friends and their communities and their neighbours, and it's really just been exploding over the globe.
I'm looking at the moment of the world map here, and got a huge concentration of red
Yes.
in Europe and in North America.
Yeah.
Quite substantial on the east coast of India, some
Yeah.
parts of Southeast Asia.
Yes, yes. There's actually dots even on, you can't see it there, but even on the little islands, it's like little pockets of people all over the world. I think obviously certain societies have more internet focus, and I think the message has been spreading there quite a lot, because there's a Facebook page and a Twitter page and things like that as well. And obviously I think maybe there's concentrations of society there that have access to those medium. But I'm hoping over time it spreads to the other societies who really need to get involved in a simple idea like this. Next year I think that this will be a platform to really explode globally, and hopefully we'll see this whole map covered in red. We'll see how we go.
Very good. Any other particular parts of your message besides just that moment of peace?
Yeah, look, the premise behind this is that in our busy world, things really are always upsetting us, and there's lots of people who are seeking some kind of meaning, some kind of happiness, but always outside of themselves. And the message of this is just take some more time in your life, daily if you can, to have some quiet moments, some silence, some spaciousness, some stillness, and be aware of life and the people around you and nature and society, and just connect a little bit more. And if you do that regularly, you'll realise that in the stillness, happiness and joy and is there in the simplicity. Now you can do that in whatever way you like. There's no particular path to this. If you're Christian or Muslim or Hindu, you'll find that simplicity in all of those practices. So get involved. And if you're not in any involved in those, just sit down and have a bath every day. Soak yourself and have some quiet time.
You mean remember to be human?
Yeah, I was just about to say, remember that this is a human experience. Very simple, very simple.
And people forget that. People do forget that because, in a city like Melbourne and other major cities around the world, we are so preoccupied with living on the rat race that we have created for ourselves that we forget the stillness and we be able to communicate and be part of this incredible nature that God created for all of us to be part of. And in consciousness, we are slowly changing to become aware that the rat race that we have created for ourselves no longer satisfies us, because what are we there for? Just to run around in the treadmill and constantly go around until we are tired, until we are 40, until we are 50 or 60, and then what? What do? We have lived a life that is all consisting of treadmill after treadmill after treadmill, and people are not happy. So we need to go back into that inner self, into the inner beingness, and change and exchange the lovingness that we all have within us in a moment of peace, and share it with people around the world. So in that way, as we gather together, we can create better. There is little things we can do. We do have hunger and poverty around the world. What about if we plant fruit trees instead of the other trees? Or we combine fruit trees with other trees, so in that way people can go over and grab a piece of fruit that doesn't cost them anything because the community have planted those trees. That would be a perfect solution, I believe, to overcome the issues of poverty and hunger. Why don't we do that?
Well, I've thought about that, and the word nature strip is used in Australia.
That is right.
And there's nothing natural about couch grass.
That's right.
Can't be eaten. But every now and then I see some people are making a vegetable garden.
That's right.
And they're applying food-based plants to eat.
That's right. In England, there is a marvelous couple of ladies who have started to plant vegetables, in gardens, in municipal gardens and so forth. What a wonderful idea. And yet that idea came originally from here in Melbourne. There is a lady, Joan Gibbs. She started the communal gardens next to the Luna Park and so on. There is a communal garden where people go over there and have a little plot and they plant vegetables. What a great idea. It took one person to change that consciousness. We in here, Dean, with his wonderful concept of starting this, with his knowledge of electronics and the website and so forth, he's done a wonderful job, and he is to be congratulated because he's doing something that one individual has done in order to make a difference. Like all of us, little by little we change because consciousness is changing. We realize that no longer secrets are there to be kept. We need to open up all the secret boxes and become real, become human from a good heart and share what we know. So in that way we can all progress and we are off the rat race.
Yeah, but we're humans.
That is
We're
correct.
not rats.
Yes.
One thing I did notice, and I'll keep this really short. You mentioned you're doing an annual thing on 11 September.
Yes, on the 11th of December, I beg your pardon.
11 December.
Yeah. 11 to the 21st of December in 2012, we will have an event, hopefully, with everyone's cooperation for 100,000 people, possibly at the MCG. And the idea is that peace ambassadors from around the world will come over with their solutions for peace to be exchanged with people around the world. And that will be an annual event that will rotate around Australia and also around the world. So in that way, annually we do have a national and an international event, like the Olympics.
Very good.
So with moments of peace, like Dean is organizing and inviting me to be part of this, we will be working together to make sure that every aspect of ideas or concepts that come to us and to other people, because I've been working on this for 11 years. And I have connections with United Nations, with UNESCO, and many international organizations from around the world. And all of them have one thing in common. It's an individual that started something that became a global event. And in this case, Dean is doing exactly what we did 11 years ago, or 20 years, or 30 years ago. like yourselves, working in changing people's consciousness. Because that's the real change. When we change in consciousness, a moment in peace, a moment of peace, will become one for all of us, a moment to share. So in 2011, we will have a gathering of all nations. Between the 11th to the 21st of September, we will have a preparatory event for December. Then the second event is on December the 11th to the 21st of this year. Then next year, we have 2 events, with the major one being in December again. So it's going to be, fun. It's going to be a great thing. And all of us, of course, need to be part of it. In that way, we'll have peace in the world.
Well, I felt a strong sacrednicity when I met Dean. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
You're certainly gentle men, so thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?